Reminder for this video is not scripted. This is recent, and I want to give my thoughts on this. So, anybody remember 3751? You know, the 1927 Baldwin built 44 Northern, the first Northern built by Baldwin and the first one to be owned by the Santa Fe. Yeah, so there's rumors going around that 3751 might move out of Los Angeles, and speculations on where it's going. High chances, the rumors stated that it's gonna head to Albuquerque, New Mexico, home to 2926, 2900 class Santa Fe 44 Northern. Yeah, pretty shocking. Before I head to this rumor, I'm just gonna give a brief history on 3751. Basically, in 1927 May, the Santa Fe Railway paid Baldwin $99,000 for them to build a 44 Northern, and as a result came out 3751. And the railway had it tested with a 42 Mountain, 3714 specifically, and shown that the Northern is a bit more reliable than the Mountain. So following the testing, the Santa Fe ordered more Northerns, and yeah. In 1941, the engine was rebuilt, but before the rebuild in 1941, in 1936, it was converted to burn oil, I believe. In 1938, it was given a lot of tender before, the rebuild just made 3751 we know today. 1953, the engine was retired from revenue service after dieselization and was sent to San Bernardino and placed on display at Viaduct Park. That is until 1986, where the San Bernardino Railroad Historical Society bought the Northern just using only $1. Yeah, everything is cheap back then. Anyways, yeah, so they had to move to the Kaiser Steel plant in Fontana, California, in August 13th, 1991. The Northern was restored to operational condition and hauled its first excursion on December 27, 1991, and yeah, that's what basically kick-started the excursion career. From 1991 to 2017, the Northern participated in many of the excursion runs, including its longest run, which is the Santa Fe Employee Appreciation Special, running from Los Angeles, California to Chicago, Illinois, and to back. And yeah, the engine was overhauled. It was meant to be 3 to 4 years, but it was extended to 5 years due to a certain pandemic that we don't want to talk about. And yeah, the engine was returned to the main line with partial traction control, and it's been mainly stored inside of Amtrak's Redondo Junction, just nearby of Los Angeles Union Station. And it's been attending events, as it didn't really have its full PTC installed. So yeah. Okay, now for the rumor. So basically, the reason why there's rumors going around of 3751 wanting to be moved to Albuquerque is pretty, well, it's kind of pretty reasonable or something. Basically, the maintenance of keeping a steam locomotive is, very pricey, even if you're a society that's running steam locomotives on the main line. 3751 is no exception. From what I remember, the price of storing the 3751 in the city to somehow raise to $6,000. Yeah, I don't know what's the original price of it, but I do know it was raised to $6,000. Damn. I have no idea what is Los Angeles going on about, but yeah, that's inflation for you. And so the SBA says not wanting to pay the full $6,000. That's where this rumor came around of 3751 moving out of California. Potential places for the locomotive heading to are either in Arizona or New Mexico. But seeing with the recent news, it was rumored that it's gonna head to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the other stuff. Now, my personal thought. Seeing how the state raised its price to $6,000 just to maintain a 1927 Baldwin boat, it's I kind of find it very reasonable for why there's rumors going around on why the Northern had to be moved out of California to go somewhere else is because the price is outrageous nowadays. I mean, it's like equivalent to air ones, but also having the Northern to be moved to New Mexico. It's kind of a form of stream, if you know what I mean, because if if the rumors were true of 3751 heading to Albuquerque, meaning that it might be reunited with 2926, one of 9 Northerns to be preserved, obviously 3751 included. So, yeah. But again, this is just a rumor, so we shouldn't treat this as like facts and the old stuff. Yeah, like I was saying, we can't treat this rumor as a fact. We just need to wait for more information to come out if this is gonna be true or not. Because if the rumors were true of 3751 moving out of California because the price for the locomotive being stored had raised, then I can definitely see the reason why the SPLHS had to move the engine to Albuquerque. And given the fact that the SPLHS is based out of California, it got me thinking if they're gonna relocate, all the members working for the SPLHS to New Mexico as well. So yeah, that's basically about it. There's this small rumor about, the oldest Northern moving to Albuquerque. It's honestly crazy for, something like this to happen. All because of greed. Well, not probably greed. So, yeah, that's about it, I guess. Again, this is not scripted, so yeah. And also, this is just a rumor, like I said, like, what, 3 to 4 times now? We shouldn't treat this as facts. The only thing we could do is to wait for more information to come out about this potential move from Los Angeles to Albuquerque. Because if the move is going to happen, then I wouldn't even think about all the formers. Anyways, that's about it. Yeah. I'll see you later. Also, footage and images used are not mine. They belong to the respectful owner, music included. I just don't feel like doing it because I'm a lazy ass. Yeah. Bye bye.